Hello everybody, how are y'all doing? Let me just change the score line. I mean, first of all, yeah. Right, I don't know why the scoreboard is not working. Anyways, uh, I mean, what kind of a performance was that? At halftime, I was like, what have we done? What have we done? Is this the perfect weekend for Liverpool? Is this the day when we have just surrendered the title? Is this the day when it's gone 2-0 down at halftime? That to the second goal at 43 minutes. It just almost put a dagger through all our hearts, 2-0. Yeah, I mean, during the match, the commentators were reading up the stats that City have never come down from a 2-0 scoreline at halftime. Since 1999 or something, City have been down 2-0 at halftime 53 times, and they have lost 52 times, and they have drawn only one time. That was the kind of history that was going against us today as we walked off into the tunnel at halftime at 45 minutes. I was like, I was almost expressionless. I was like motionless. What just happened there? What just happened with us? 2-0, and that too on counter attacks, which you pretty much, if you didn't prepare for the match at all, if Pep had only 10 seconds, a minute to tell the players what to do, the first thing you tell his defensive players is Antonio will hold up the ball, Bowen and Fornals will make the runs. Everybody knew that, but there was some idiotic twats today in our team, Zinchenko especially. What the hell was he doing? What was his positioning? West Ham should have actually scored two more. I mean, Fernandinho back passing it to Antonio. What the hell was that? Antonio chipping it over. Otherwise, we would have been 3-1 down and the game would have been done. City were if we would have lost this game, I mean, Liverpool. I think if you had lost this game, the title would not have been maybe over due to the goal difference, but the momentum would surely have shifted towards Liverpool. It would have been Liverpool's title to lose, because don't worry about the goal difference of +7, +8, whatever people tell you. Liverpool can go there and give Southampton a rollicking. They can win 6-0 against Southampton and 5-0 against Wolves. So that's not the point here. Point here was, how could we have been so shambolic defensively? I think it's been way too long that we have been caught on this, but Zinchenko, I don't think he can play against fast, pacey wingers like Gerrard. Bowen can handle the physicality of Antonio. I mean, seasoned defenders would struggle to handle the physicality of Antonio, but Zinchenko, the amount of times he was getting caught on there. I mean, if he had a regular fullbacks, Kyle Walker, Cancelo playing at left back, Diaz, Laporte, or Stones, Laporte, we would be cruising through this game, winning this game 1-0 or something. West Ham didn't offer anything today except for sitting back and hitting us on the break. Now, Aston Villa will do the same. They have the passing range of Coutinho, which West Ham didn't have. They have that holding presence of Douglas Luiz. They have Ole Watkins over there. They have Danny Ings over there. So we could have put, I mean, I'll come back to that penalty in a bit. But let us first talk about why we were in this position in the first place. 2-0 down at halftime. I think the defending was absolutely shambolic. Time and again, for the first goal, for the second goal, the same thing was happening. The bloody same thing. It was. I was actually thinking, am I watching a replay, or are we playing a FIFA game over there? Antonio holding the ball, flicking it on, Bowen making that one, and Zinchenko and Fernandinho claiming offside. What the hell is this, mate? West Ham should have been 4-1 up in the second half easily, very easily, for the amount of shambles we were at the back. No coordination on the back. You play a high line. I'm nothing against it. We need to play a high line for the way we press. But Zinchenko and Fernandinho half drop off and half asleep. They do not absolutely know what they're doing. It's just, I mean, thank God. Even when Mahrez missed the penalty, I was not sad. I was like, thank God. Thank God that we didn't lose the title on this day. Thank God that we are going home with a 2-2 draw. It could have been even worse. We could have dropped all the 3 points and handed Liverpool the title on the plate today. So, I mean, for people, for all the opposition fans, for all the Liverpool fans, everyone who's celebrating, well, the title is not over, mate. Title is not over. Okay, we have opened the door a bit, but anyway, we needed to win that last game. So, I know it would have been really good to take 3 points of this one, but then still, you couldn't play for a draw in that last game, right? Anyway, you needed to win that last game, and it's the 93-20 anniversary. It's been 10 years, a decade since that 93-20 happened. So, I mean, I think it's written in the stars, it's written in the destiny. Steven Gerrard coming here. We did it to Manchester United 10 years ago with the Sergio Aguero goal. Right now, I mean, I would really not want that 93-20 moments and stuff repeating now. That would just send the BP machines on a toss. It's already been a pulsating few last weeks for all of us City fans. What pulsating weeks they are. The things that have happened at the Bernabeu, and us almost doing a Real Madrid to West Ham here. It was almost comeback complete had Mahrez nailed it. I mean, talking about the penalty, I really thought it was a good penalty, but you know the problem with that is Fabianski, not just Fabianski, all of the goalkeepers, they do their homework on penalties, right? Riyad Mahrez, he always kicks them on that side, and when they're in the corner, you can't save them. But every time getting the ball into that corner, he's a human after all, right? There'll be some days when you can't actually get them into the corner, and when you can't get them into the corner at that height, if the goalkeeper chooses to go the right side, I think it becomes a comfortable height for the goalkeeper to save. So I really think what Mahrez could have done is he could have varied the penalties he's taking, because every time he's gone that way, so he could have gone the other way today. So the penalty wasn't bad. It was not a brilliant penalty. It was a decent penalty, guys. But the problem with that penalty was it was a predictable penalty, and that is my big concern. That is my real concern with Riyad Mahrez taking that penalty. I mean, coming back to the ratings, Ederson was awful. Ederson was just. He was useless actually. Ederson was useless, and then Zinchenko, I think pretty much he gets a 4 or 5. I don't know. Zinchenko, for me, he gets a 4. He was like very poor actually. And then Fernandinho. I mean, I'm not going in on him because is a club legend. I don't feel like going in on Fernandinho too harshly, but just based on today's performance, I really think Fernandinho was very poor. Fernandinho for me gets a 4 along with Zinchenko and Ederson. Ederson also, I mean, a lot of people were there to point out that Ederson is not that high level shot stopper, because the second goal, for example, Gerard Bowen, he shoots it at Ederson and it's a goal. I know it's a bit low, but I think Ederson should concentrate on his shot stopping skills as well. I mean you have a shot on target at City, and even low XG chances go for a goal. So that's something which really frustrates me. And even for the first goal, I maybe think Ederson should not have committed early, because Bowen rounds him up and then he just has an empty net to put the ball into. Instead, Zinchenko was going with Bowen for the first goal. If Ederson would have stood his position, then maybe and covered his near post, then you invite Gerard Bowen to strike into the far post, which if he does, kudos. Hats off to the attacker. You can't do anything. What you can do as a goalkeeper is make it as hard for an attacker to score the goal as possible. And Ederson doesn't believe in it. For the first goal, Ederson comes out. For the second goal, it nearly goes through him. And even for that Wolves goal in the last match, it almost goes through Ederson. So this is actually frustrating, that the amount of chances that Ederson concedes. Shots at goal, and we concede almost 1 in every 3 shots, even speculative shots that are hit at goal. So Ederson for me 4, damn poor. Zinchenko for me was the worst this was the worst defensive performance. I think in the last 2-3 years I haven't seen such a shambolic defensive performance. Himank is here. How are you doing, Himang? Himang is telling, yeah, you're correct, bro. Yes. You know, Himang, the thing is, if you have to be happy, then it's fine. You know that you have to be very happy. But if you have to be sad, you're fine because you know exactly the moment, exactly that moment, and you can be sad. But right now, I'm stuck in between moments where should I be happy or should I be sad? You know, that this is such a tough thing to do where you're not sure should you be sad for us not taking the 3 points of this game, or should I be happy that we were 2-0 down and we were out in the first half and we come back? Should I be happy for that? Should I be happy that I have we still in touch and distance with the title, or should I be sad that we should have killed off Liverpool? I really don't know, and that is where the frustration stems from. This is really, I do not wish this situation on anyone in life to be in between those situations where you yourself don't know whether you have to be happy or sad. But Zinchenko, absolute idiot, absolute twat. And then you have Fernandinho. I mean, Fernandinho is a peculiar situation for me. People, Prasad is telling Liverpool should not win, bro. You know, Prasad, Liverpool won the League Cup in England. Penalty shootouts, of course. Yesterday they won the FA Cup, of course, penalty shootouts. And now if they win the Premier League, it will be a treble. And if they win the Champions League, it's a quadruple. So no team ever in football history has done it. So that is why it's a difficult moment. But still, now if you look at the Premier League table, we are 4 points ahead of Liverpool. Liverpool have a game in hand, which means if they win their next game, we'll be 1 point ahead, and then it's the last game of the season. So basically, despite us putting in such a stupid defensive performance this season, in this match, we win at Aston Villa. We win at Aston Villa and we win the title. But then you know why I'm shit scared? This is the anniversary, the 10th anniversary of the 93-20 ceremony when Aguero scored that wonder goal in the 93rd minute, where we won the title from the clutches of defeat. And Aguero's statue has been unveiled yesterday. So is the spirit of Aguero not coming back again and again? Will we not do an Aguero requiring 2 goals in extra time in the next game? That would just mean that my BP machine will break. All of our BP machines will go for a toss. But anyway, coming to the ratings, Fernandinho, it was an interesting thing for me. Lot of people in social media and all are telling shit, Fernandinho, he was useless. He almost gifted West Ham 2 goals and stuff. But for me, with Fernandinho, you should remember 2 things. First thing is, the guy is 37 years. You've seen in the match against Madrid, Vinicius Jr., he outpaced him. Fernandinho never had so much pace. But what Fernandinho always had was that interception skills. So when Fernandinho lost the ball to Vinicius, it was because, in that Madrid game, it was because his reflexes had slowed down. This is not the Fernandinho of 6 years back. So it is the Fernandinho now. And Fernandinho has been a CDM by trade. And what does the CDM do? He always looks to pinch the ball. He always looks to put the team on the front foot, right? He doesn't react like a centre back does. So when Antonio is driving at Fernandinho, what Fernandinho's first reaction is, I'll pinch the ball of Antonio. Whereas if a centre back would have been there, a natural centre back, he would have told, back off, back off, back off. I'll show Antonio on the outside. I'll not allow him to cut inside. I'll back off. I'll let the support arrive. That is the natural thinking of a centre back. But the natural thinking of a CDM is different. So people should realize that. If you want to go in on Pep. That he didn't play Nathan Ake, who is a natural centre back. Yes, Ake is a left footer. And Laporte is a left footer. We know Pep doesn't like to play with 2 left footers and centre backs because it affects build-up play. But that is the best we have got. Fernandinho against Gerard Bowen, Fornells, Antonio. You knew from the start that it's a risk, it's a gamble that was not worth it. It was a gamble that was not worth it at Madrid. It was a gamble that wasn't worth it at Wolves. But both of the times Pep was saved. And by Kevin De Bruyne, and now the gamble has almost backfired, and now also he's saved by City's spirit. That's what I can say. So don't go in on Fernandinho for this shambolic performance. Go in on Pep Guardiola. And as for Aymeric Laporte, he's been decent. I think he did really well. He was the one defender who could come away with a little bit of praise. He was there in the right position. But again, that was the thing. No pace in our backline. Zinchenko, Laporte, Fernandinho, absolute duds. They couldn't even win a running race with a snail. So Antonio Bowen, everyone literally scared. They were scared of them. And West Ham were sitting back. City were forced to play a high line. And when the ball breaks, what are you supposed to do? You don't have the recovery pace. What are you supposed to do? Tell me. So it's all on Pep Guardiola. And I was surprised that he didn't play Sterling. I mean, I can understand he didn't play Sterling because it's going to be a crowded penalty box. There's not going to be space in behind for Sterling to run into. I know he's not played Sterling because he looked for that bit of control. He thought we'll have the ball and I'll beat the opposition with the ball. But I thought playing Sterling would mean that we had some recovery pace at the back. So I really do think that. I mean, again, I'm stuck between that being sad and being happy moments. Pep's team selection, maybe he was forced to do that team selection. We knew it. All our centre backs were out. Kyle Walker was out, and all of those things. But maybe bringing on Raheem Sterling would it just have helped out our defense, our fullbacks, especially Zinchenko, for example. You bring in Raheem Sterling on that left-sided wing. I still do not know, because maybe the other risk is you bring in Sterling and maybe you concede more of counter attacks. So I mean, Pep got it right with all the limited resources he had, but literally we need to buy a left back this summer. Zinchenko, I mean, it's been coming for a while, but Zinchenko has been, shielded by Walker's pace, shielded by Foden's pace whenever he had played on that wing and stuff. Cambo is here, says, I fully back us to beat Villa 4-0 at home. We win the title with plus 100 goals. Hey mate, Cambo, how are you? Cambo, I know it's at home, it's at Etihad, it's Aston Villa, but do you see some things, linking up? Sergio Aguero's goal anniversary, 93-20 anniversary. We've unveiled the statue just 2 days before this game. Do you think the spirit of Sergio Aguero's 93-20 goal, would it come to the Etihad? Stevie G coming there. Last time where Aguero did it, it was Manchester United. Alex Ferguson, United almost won the title. We snatched it. Now Stevie G there. Do you think it will be a really close thing or something? I mean, that is my fear with that Aston Villa game, because we are City and we have never tended to do things in a simple way. We are City and we really want to go to the crux of things. We will not do it easily. But mate, what did you make of the defensive performance today? Because I really thought that Antonio had Fernandinho's back pass to Antonio. Antonio should have scored. Gerard Bowen should have scored another. Zinchenko was useless. He was almost non-existent today. Zinchenko was useless, and I really think we need to look for a backup left back in the summer. I mean, it's almost like if Walker's injured and Cancelo plays on the right back, we're almost a man down in the squad, because Zinchenko against spacey wingers, I really don't trust him. Maybe he could have played Ake left back, but I understand that Pep would have thought, park the bus, West Ham. We need Zinchenko, Grealish, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, those triangles to link up and stuff. I know why he played Zinchenko, but I really thought it was a big risk to take, big gamble, which, I mean, the worst thing was a draw, 0-0 draw. Right? A 0-0 draw wasn't the worst result. A 2-0 loss was the result, which we were going on at halftime. At halftime, I was motionless. So Pep took a gamble. It almost paid off. Cambo says, will thump Villa, lift title in front of Haaland. Wow, mate, you're very confident. But after that Real Madrid game, nothing fills me with confidence until the final whistle is blown. So I really hope we do well against Villa. And I mean, don't you think it will the same problem against Villa as well? Danny Ings, Ole Watkins was fast, Coutinho there in the midfield. They have some pacey people as well, Jacob Ramsey, and they have Matty Cash, and we'll play with again Fernandinho and maybe a Zinchenko at left back. It's going to be the same defense mate again at Villa. So I really see that might be a nervy game, that might be a tense game. But whatever happens, I do think we can't allow Liverpool to win that quadruple. I do really think now that it's only us who are standing between Liverpool and the quadruple. Real Madrid, I don't trust them with the attack Liverpool have got. Cambo says Antonio destroyed Fernandinho. Laporte did that crucial block and Zinchenko shooting in unnecessary occasions. Ederson needs to work on his shot stopping. I'm saying he isn't that good of a shot stopper. Yes, I mean, most of the shots that get shot at him, they go for goals. But Zinchenko, I mean, he was giving position away cheaply as well, and then that meant that Zinchenko was high up, Fernandinho not having pace, Cancelo was high up, and but another thing about Zinchenko, mate, was that those offside goals, what was he doing? He was at fault for both those goals. He was playing Gerard Bowen offside for the second goal, surely. I mean, Laporte and Cancelo are on the same page, and Fernandinho and Zinchenko, especially Zinchenko, was the deepest in defense. He was the reason why West Ham were breaking our offside trap, left, right, and center. I do think that to just go on to the next level, to elevate that bit, Haaland has come, and I think we need a left back as well, a really good left back. Like Liverpool have Tsimikas, for example, who's an able deputy. We need a left back. Grealish was a man of the match today. Yes, Grealish in the first half, he was okay. Grealish was decent okay in the first half, but in the first half, the thing was Grealish was most of the time choosing to play balls back, balls sideways. He was looking to recycle possession. But in the second half, that was the Grealish we paid 100 million for. He took the game by the scruff of his neck. That volley was never easy. That's not an easy volley. That is the volley you associate with the best players, David Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo, maybe Messi, KDB. Those players score that volley, and Grealish made it look so simple. But again, with Grealish, I do think that he should put more balls into the box. He's always choosing to play that link-up play, 1-2 with Bernardo Silva. I think that really becomes predictable because they're putting two players on Grealish. If he just mixes it up, if maybe he uses Bernardo Silva as a decoy and he drags two players out and then puts a ball into the box, something like that from Grealish. Grealish I know he has improved very much from that first game of the season, but I think he could be much better with especially picking those moments when he has to dribble and picking those moments when he has to put the ball into the box. To be fair, mate, we were 2-0 down at halftime and we came back and fought. If we could have won it, I know we could have won it, but we're still 4 points. Exactly. I know on a lot of social media groups and all, forums and all, people are like acting as if you have thrown the Premier League title away. Just go back and look at how we were feeling at halftime. For me, I was feeling motionless at halftime. 43rd minute, Bowen scores, and I was like thinking, what the hell happened, buddy? What the hell happened? I mean, 2-0, West Ham have stunned us, the crowd away from home, and then the commentator were taking up the statistics. In the 53 games where Manchester City were down 2-0 in half time, we lost 52 and won and drew one game. The history was against us. Everything was against us. Recent momentum was with Liverpool, with them winning the FA Cup and so on. We fought against a lot, many things to come back and drew 2-2. I mean, at 1-2, Antonio could have Fernandinho's back pass to Antonio. Antonio could have made 3-1. I know people are disappointed with Mahrez's penalty, but people don't realize it could have been much worse. It could have been 3-1. Antonio scores that Fernandinho back pass, and we would have been done. So I think if you look at the overall game, To be fair, I think a point is not at all the bad result. I mean, I would have taken a point if you have told West Ham away. I would have taken a point. This season we have won against West Ham at the Etihad, and we have drawn them. So we have taken 4 points from the 6 available against West Ham. You know how many points Liverpool took against West Ham? Liverpool lost against West Ham in this very stadium. West Ham are the only team. I think Liverpool lost against Brighton maybe. So West Ham have defeated Liverpool. They're the only one of 2 teams to defeat Liverpool at this stadium. So I think people should be grateful to this 2-2 rather than feeling down. Southampton to do a madness. I mean, you can't take it away, because what Liverpool will think is, we have nothing to lose. Let us go gung-ho against Southampton. Let us just rack up the goal difference. And in that sort of a thing, maybe they concede counter-attacks, because West Ham have fast forwards like Broha and all of that stuff. And that was the reason why a draw is not a bad thing, because imagine we have lost here. And Liverpool could have racked up the goals against Southampton. You cannot rule Liverpool smashing 5-0, 6-0 against Southampton. Then that would mean the destiny is not in our hands. I mean, I think we can sleep well today night knowing that if we go on to lose the Premier League title from here on, it's because of us. The destiny is still in our hands. Then we will have no one else to blame. So the destiny is in our hands, and I do think that Villa at home, and I do hope we'll put in a much better defensive performance than this. They always show up against City, never against the rest. Exactly, Southampton. I mean, but Raheem Sterling, to be honest, even Raheem Sterling shows up against Southampton. He missed an open goal, buddy, against Southampton. You see, I mean, because if not for the misses of Sterling, I think we would have been well clear of the league at this point. At 1-1, he misses an open goal. Raheem Sterling against Southampton, because those 2 points there, you add it here, and I mean, it's been an enthralling game. Especially, I really wanted to talk about this defense, because apart from Cancelo and maybe Laporte, the other 3 were stupid. The other 3 were... That offside goal last minute killed me. Yes, mate, exactly. That offside goal last minute was just too much. I mean, Rodri also. What did you think of Rodri's performance today? Because I really thought Rodri was... He was not his usual self today. Again, this is this is the difference, with having a Kyle Walker and not having a Kyle Walker, because our entire defense, including Rodri, looked absolutely petrified of going forward. Rodri was almost like sitting in front of Fernandinho and Laporte on occasions, being afraid to venture forward, I do think we need to bring in a pacey defender, pacey fullback at left back to really deputize when Cancelo is not there. Anyway, I do think our attackers really pulled us out from this. I mean, it was a spirited display. It was a display where we fought against everything, and we came back against the odds, to be honest, and we have the destiny in our hands. So I think we can take more positives from this game than the negatives. Cambo says, I thought KDB was off today, but he did just score 4 in 1. So we let him off. Exactly. Against Wolves, made the counter-attacking against Wolves, Dendonker and everyone, they were cutting through us. Jimenez was almost playing the role of Harry Kane. They're holding the ball, then playing. It was similar to what Antonio was doing today, but in a little bit more classy technical way. Jimenez was playing in Dendonker. He was playing in Pedro Neto. They were pacey as well, and KDB took that game by the scruff of his neck. And to be honest, I think they put almost Declan Rice and Soucek both on KDB today, almost. So I didn't think it was easy for KDB to work it out today. Rodri was not awful, but not good. Mediocre performance. Yes, exactly. I mean, the lack of pace petrified everybody today. Lack of pace. That's why I was surprised that he played Mahrez instead of Foden, or maybe Grealish instead of Foden, because I really thought Foden should have played this match. Not just because of his attacking prowess, but because I think Foden is much better defensively than a Grealish and even a Mahrez. So I really thought Foden should have played on either wing. He's good of either wing. So Foden would have provided that little bit more movement, that little bit more defensive shield as well, going up and down. That was my only thing with the play of the attackers. Bernardo was good. Bernardo and Grealish were absolutely fantastic. There were two people on Jack Grealish, but still they were not able to do him anything, because Bernardo and Grealish were constantly rotating the triangles with involving Zinchenko, involving De Bruyne, involving Jesus sometimes. So that left hand side was wonderful. Grealish, Bernardo, and Gabriel Jesus. The right hand side, I thought it was much more passive. The right hand side, I thought Joao Cancelo was good, but he was predictable. Riyad Mahrez was predictable, because every time Mahrez had the ball, he just cut in, and looked for a ball into the box. And we have not got Haaland yet, buddy. So all of the balls into the box will be defended easily. And whenever Cancelo got the ball, it was almost an overlap always. I don't know why Cancelo didn't cut in today, and I don't know why Mahrez didn't go out wide and put some balls in as much as we would have wanted. So that was surprising for me. Jesus was so good today, marking West Ham's defense. I think Pep, this was a good choice from Pep. I think one of the decisions from Pep today was, would you play a Phil Foden, or would you play as a false nine, or even a Raheem Sterling as a false nine, or would you play a Gabriel Jesus? And he played a Jesus because he knew that Declan Rice and Southgate could be tight in the midfield and West Ham would park the bus. I think Pep is realizing nowadays that against park the bus teams, false nine ain't anymore good. You need that striker who occupies centre backs, so that the centre back, the striker takes in the centre back, and then your midfielders, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Grealish, Mahrez can come inside with that movement. So it was the right call from Pep Guardiola today, and the footwork of Gabriel Jesus, man, it was so good. It was really good. The footwork, especially. I mean, there was a moment, I think, in the second half, he just dribbles through a congested space in the penalty area, taking out 3-4 players, and then he gets a shot off that is deflected. And for the penalty as well, he does extremely well. That turn of pace and all. I mean, I don't know what you think, but how would the pairing of Grealish and Haaland work? Because I know Pep Guardiola tried this, I think 2017 season against Liverpool. I remember we won 5-1 that day. Mane was sent off with his challenge on Ederson, and Aguero and Jesus shared those goals. Even a couple of years ago before that, Aguero and Tevez had that incredible partnership. Aguero and Negredo, Aguero, Zeko. So how would it be pairing Haaland and Jesus? Because everyone is telling that sell Jesus off and something, but I would actually sell Sterling maybe, because his finishing is not up to the mark. But Jesus, for me, his movement is just world class. His movement is absolutely world class, whatever you tell about his finishing. And for me, I think the finishing of Jesus is all about confidence. With Sterling, it's different. He doesn't have the technique. He tries his best, but he doesn't have the technique. But with Jesus, he has got that technique. It's all about confidence for Jesus. He has world-class movement. He can dribble through. He can dribble through tight spaces. So I would maybe want to see Jesus and Haaland paired together. I want to see, this is what happens when all your Brady defenders never warm up their hamstrings. That is true, mate, Cambo. That is true, mate. It almost seemed as if even in the last minute, right, 92nd minute, Fernandinho, I was like shouting, hoof the ball upfield. What are you doing, Ferna? And Fernandinho wanted to dribble through a West Ham player, and he wanted to play the ball out. I mean, someone has to remind Fernandinho, I think. Just put a sprint in, mate, and you're not playing CDM any longer. You're not protected by Ruben Diaz or Vincent Kompany, and there is no Kyle Walker to save your butt any longer. Cambo says, I want to see Haaland and Alvarez and keep Jesus as a winger. I mean, with Alvarez, I was actually listening to a River Plate fan actually a couple of days back, and and after listening to what he said, I think we have all got Alvarez a bit wrong, because everyone's telling Alvarez is like the Aguero successor and things like that, but the River Plate fan was telling, I mean, he saw Aguero, obviously he's old enough, and he has seen Alvarez, and he's telling something interesting. He told that Alvarez is a Haaland kind of a player. Not Haaland, I'm really sorry. Alvarez is like a Thomas Muller kind of a player. His link-up play is excellent. His passing is top-notch. He makes those late runs from the deep. His finishing is good. I don't think there are many Thomas Muller kind of a players who have come about. So I think Pep would really enjoy playing Julian Alvarez. He's almost the typical Pep Guardiola kind of a player. I think Julian Alvarez is a really good false nine kind of a player. And like you said, I do think that he would be a perfect fit for Haaland, because Alvarez, if he's a Thomas Muller kind of a player, then he would drop off a bit, and you could almost play a 4-4-1-1 with Alvarez and Haaland. Haaland up front and Alvarez just playing off Haaland, because Alvarez is really good retaining the ball in tight spaces and stuff. That would not be bad either. Just looking forward to the next season, mate. But first, in this season, we really have to finish off this title race. I do not want to be going into the next season seeing Liverpool as the quadruple winners and all. Their fans and everyone will not shut up. It will take a lot of time for them to shut it up. They have bloody won one Premier League title in 30 years, and still look what they are doing. They have won one Carabao Cup in the last 10-15 years, I think 20 years, and we have won 4 Carabao Cups in the last 5 years. Pep was actually right. Everyone wants Liverpool to win. The media is biased towards Liverpool because we win the Carabao Cup, and it's like City win that City Cup just because they've spent so much money and they have so much depth and stuff. Who cares about the Carabao Cup? That's what they've been telling us from last 4 seasons when we have won the Carabao Cup. Now suddenly Liverpool wins the Carabao Cup, and everyone is like, wow, the Carabao Cup. Liverpool's depth is very good. Jurgen Klopp is great because he's suddenly taken the Carabao Cup seriously, but we have been taking it seriously since eternity, mate. We have won 6 of the last 10 Carabao Cups. What about that? Cambo says, if Liverpool win quadruple, I'm never leaving my house again. Going back to lockdown. Exactly, mate. And in this league title, I don't think they deserve to win this league title as well, considering, I mean, just look at both of the games we played with them at Anfield, which should have been out of sight in the first half. At the Etihad, Mahrez again missing that. Mate, do you remember that Mahrez thing in the 2018-19 season as well? When we had this epic title race with Liverpool, we won it with 1 point. Mahrez misses a penalty at Anfield. That was in October, and lo behold, Riyad Mahrez is back again. He misses a penalty now. See the history, see the coincidence. I mean, how much luck should Liverpool have? You know how Liverpool have won some games, against Brighton, for example, their goalkeeper spills the ball this season, and the ball falls to Sadio Mane. The referees give some decisions in their favor. The defend, lot of deflections against Spurs. Luis Diaz hits a speculative shot, deflection and goal. We don't have any of those deflections. We don't have any of the rub of the green. We grind it hard till the end. So I do think we deserve to win the league in that aspect. That's why I was so down, mate, at halftime. 2-0 down, and I was thinking, the thoughts that were running in my mind when we were down at halftime, I was thinking, what have Liverpool done that we didn't? We were the better team in the season, throughout the season, right? Game after game, we overcame a mentality barrier after that Bernabeu Stadium debacle. 90 seconds, 2 goals. Which team would overcome that? And we thumped Newcastle 5-0. We thumped Wolves 5-1. Why? Why isn't destiny with us? I thought at halftime I would not want this shambolic defense to cost us the league title when we were excellent all season. It was a really, really bad thing, that 15 minutes at halftime. I just cannot tell you how I was feeling. I know how all of you guys, City fans, how you would be feeling. It was just such a hard feeling to express I was almost being broken on the inside a little bit. Cambosis, Aguero missing penalty in UCL quarterfinal against Tottenham. Another moment where the outcome would have been so different. Exactly, and that was right. Son scores an away goal in that match as well to make matters worse. So lot of things, lot of penalties for us. If you look at moments like that, Raheem Sterling misses an open goal. So a lot of moments like that. But then I really hope that we do the job. We do the job at Aston Villa, keeping fingers crossed. But again, we'll have to. We'll have to wait for the outcome for a week, Steven Gerrard, has it been written in the stars for Liverpool? Has it been written in the stars for us? Aguero 93-20 moment. Really don't know. It's as tense as anything I've seen before. It's as tense as anything I've experienced before. I'm sure. I know the older City fans would have experienced this a lot worse things, but for us, I think this is really up there with the heartbreaks we have really experienced. That the tension is really up there, and which way it will go. Still can't believe we haven't scored at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium yet, and we have played them 4 bloody times. Lost all 4 games. Exactly, mate. That and 1-0 defeat. That too when Spurs were going through a bad patch, Spurs were going through a bloody bad patch. That's another thing. Nuno Espirito Santos. And I think Spurs lost all the other games when Nuno Espirito Santos was there this season. So, destiny, it doesn't want us to. We need to do it easy way. Do it in an easy way. But I think that's what makes support in this club special as well. You don't get to do things easy way as well. It really makes, but one thing I'm sure is, whatever moments we've experienced supporting City, all of it makes supporting the club worth. The joy we get from the journey we are in, I don't think you can get it. The ups and downs, I don't think you can get that joy from supporting any other club, the ups, the roller coaster rides. It's just fantastic being a City fan, mate. Just love these ups and downs. Anyway, guys, it's been wonderful chatting with you all. Thank you so much, Buddy Cambo, and thank you so much all of the others who have been on the chat. I just want Cambo says again, I just want City to score, then I don't care about the outcome. Next season, Haaland hat-trick there. Exactly, one game at the Etihad in front of our fans. What could go wrong? A lot of City fans will tell you, older City fans especially will tell you everything that you will not have imagined could go wrong. Like that QPR game, from now on till that Villa game, mate, I will watch all of that QPR game again and again, just rewind it. that would be fun. That would actually be fantastic. But I think older City fans will tell you what cannot go wrong. What cannot go wrong? 1-1 against a 10-man QPR, 2-1 against a 1-1 against a 10-man QPR, and we go on and concede. That could go wrong, which you would never have imagined. So, of all of the things that can go wrong, the thing that will go wrong for City is, which is out of the imagination of destiny as well. And they say being a City fan is easy. Exactly. They do not. From the outside, people just see us coasting through games. People just see the signing, the money that we have thrown, and all of that thing. But beneath that is a strategy. Beneath that is our hard work to build an empire with which we can now scare the shit out of the elite. We have built an empire with which we are going to the Bernabeu and looking into their eyes and almost defeating them. We are able to challenge the elite. We are able to give Liverpool a run for their money. We are going into multiple Champions League semi-finals. That is what being a City fan is. Being a City fan is accepting the downs and still supporting the team more than anything else. I know it's emotionally draining. I mean, both ways it's emotionally draining, right? Because I do think the only feelings which City fans ever experience are either deep sadness or euphoria to the highest scale, to the 100 scale. We don't know anything in between as well. It's just euphoria or sadness. That's what makes support in this club great, buddy. That's what makes it so good. I mean, you feel about it so good on the inside. There are very less experiences in life as well as football with which you can be so much emotionally satisfied as support in this club. Whatever the result, whatever might happen on the next weekend, we have thoroughly enjoyed the season. What a roller coaster ride this is. Wow, it's just been superb. This is why we love being City fans. Anyway, guys, it's been fantastic. And again, thank you for all the comments in the chat. And thank you so much, guys. I'm actually happy with the result. Whatever other people might say, we got a point. We needed 4 to win the title. We have got 1 point. We need to secure 3 more against Aston Villa at home. Is a final game. So it's in our hands. Destiny is in our hands. So even if we lose, it's due to what we do, and we are not dependent on others to win the title. So come on, City. We go on till the end, and we know that pride in battle, that is what we look at. And anyway, all right. See you, mate. See you, Cambo. Great chatting with you, and have a nice weekend, Cambo. See you again here. See you, guys. Bye.